So what is going on, everybody? How is everyone doing today? Daredevil19 here, and today I'm going to be doing an action figure collection update video of what I have on display, and we're going to start with my big bookshelf here, and at the bottom I just have a bunch of books and some paperbacks and stuff, comics, you know, basic nerdy type reading to have in your collection. But moving on to the first shelf here with figures on it, this is one of my Star Wars shelves, and these are the good guys, the Jedis. So we'll start on the left, and this is the SH Figure Arts Mace Windu, which is a really dope piece. I mean, after getting it and interchanging the heads, I've had an issue of the head being very loose. I don't know if it was just with my figure, but I did have two of them, and it happened to both of them. So I'm wondering if anybody else has had that issue with their Mace Windu, but it is such an awesome figure. And behind him we have A New Hope, Luke Skywalker, SH Figure Arts of course. And they just did a fantastic job with that Luke Skywalker. Then in front of him, we have his friendly droids, which is the Mafex R2-D2, which is awesome, and then the crappy 3PO, the name I'm saying for him, speaks for itself. And he was one of my most disappointing figures of this past year. And then in front of him, we have the SH Figure Arts Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker, which is still probably one of my favorites in the line, actually. A really cool figure. And then behind him we have the SH Figure Arts Rogue One K2SO, which is also another awesome figure. They really did a great job with that. That droid right there, that sarcastic droid. And then finally, this is the SH Figure Arts Attack of the Clones Obi-Wan Kenobi, which is a cool figure, has a couple issues, but still a very nice piece to have on display with your other Star Wars figures. So that is my first shelf there. Now moving on to the next one, which is more Star Wars figures, and these are the villains of Star Wars, and we'll start on the left here. And this is the Revoltech Boba Fett. And the reason why I kept this one over the Mafex is because I like the articulation better. I mean, you can't get the Mafex Boba Fett in a pose like that. Don't get me wrong, the Mafex Boba Fett is great, but I love having more articulation with a figure. That's just my own personal opinion. But very cool figure there. And then behind him we have his father, which is the SH Figure Arts Jango Fett, and I think they did an awesome job with it. Pretty cool figure. And then in the front here we have my favorite figure in the SH Figure Arts Star Wars line, and that is of course Darth Maul. Such a great figure. I mean, this thing is just awesome. Darth Maul is such a cool character too. Hopefully he comes back in the movies, or they make a solo movie about him, because he's such an interesting character that we didn't get enough of in the in Episode 1. I mean, he really wasn't in it too much. And then behind him we have the SH Figure Arts The Force Awakens Captain Phasma, which is a figure I really don't give a crap about. I mean, it's cool to have on display, but she's really a pain in the ass to pose around. Her hands pop off so easily, and it just gets very irritating. She's kind of hard to balance, and her legs got a little bit loose on me too. Next to her we do have a mint in box SH Figure Arts Kylo Ren. I'm waiting for the Mafex one to have out on display there. And then here in the front we have the SH Figure Arts Rogue One Shore Trooper, which is such an amazing figure. I ended up getting rid of my Death Trooper because I'm probably going to get a different one down the line, but this character design of a stormtrooper is just really awesome and looks great in SH Figure Arts form. So that's that. And then finally we have the SH Figure Arts The Force Awakens First Order Stormtrooper with the baton and shield. Very cool figure. So that is all the villains that I have on my Star Wars shelf, and those are my two Star Wars shelves. Now moving on to the top two here, and this is my DC shelf. So we'll start on the left like usual, and right here we have the Mafex Suicide Squad Joker, and this figure actually took me by surprise. I liked it, and like it a lot more than I thought I would. Even though it does have a couple issues, and I did have a wrist peg break on me, I still really like the figure. It's awesome. I mean, I know a lot of people didn't like that Joker, but I thought he was pretty cool. It didn't really bother me. I didn't hate it or love it. Heath Ledger, I still think, is the best Joker on screen. Then in the back behind him we have the SH Figure Arts Injustice Gods Among Us Harley Quinn, which is a great figure. But in front of her we have one that shits all over that one, and this is the SH Figure Arts Suicide Squad Harley Quinn, and this is such a beautiful piece. I love this figure. They really executed this Margot Robbie Harley Quinn practically perfectly. Such an awesome figure. And then next to her we have the Mafex Dawn of Justice Batman, which is also a great figure. And I need to get the Mezco one because the more I see of it, the more and more I want it. People keep telling me to get it. And I've been meaning to get it, I just haven't picked it up yet. So I'm definitely going to be getting that, and we'll be reviewing it sometime in the future. But this is a very cool figure by Mafex. And then behind him we have the Mafex Dawn of Justice Armored Batman, which is another cool figure. I just hate the way they put on the shoulder pads because it's connected to the upper torso and the armor, and I don't like that. I'd rather it be connected to the arm on hinges. But it is a cool figure. And then next to him we have my most disappointing figure of 2016, which is the Mafex Dawn of Justice Superman. And then next to him we have another one of my most disappointing figures of last year, and that is the Mafex Dawn of Justice Wonder Woman. So that is my DC shelf, as you can see right there. Now moving on to the top shelf here, which is my Marvel figures. And we will be starting on the left. And this is the Revoltech Amazing Yamaguchi Deadpool, and this thing is such a great figure. If you're a fan of Revoltech or don't mind their joints, you will definitely love this figure. I know a lot of people, it's either hate it or a love it type figure, and my stupid neighbor's chihuahua's barking if you hear any barking. But a very fun figure to pose around. The posing options are endless with that Deadpool. So that's that. Behind him we have a great figure, which is the Mezco 112 Collective Shadowland Daredevil. Such an awesome piece, and I can't wait for the red suit Daredevil to release, I think in March. Then in front of him we have the SH Figure Arts Civil War Black Panther, which is an awesome figure. Just sucks with the limited amount of accessories he's included with. And then next to him we have the SH Figure Arts Age of Ultron Black Widow, which is another dope figure. They really executed her face sculpt extremely well. That looks like Scarlett Johansson a lot. And then in front of her we have the leader of the Avengers most of the time, which is the SH Figure Arts Civil War Captain America. I really like that pose I got him in. And I do have that issue, I can't get his ankles to pivot. It'll end up breaking the joints. But a pretty cool figure. And then next to him we have the SH Figure Arts Iron Man Mark III, which is such a dope piece. This thing is awesome. They really executed that figure extremely well also. Then behind him in the back, we have the Good Smile Company Figma Avengers Hulk. And this thing is still my favorite Hulk figure. And then in front of him, finally, we have the SH Figure Arts Civil War Ant-Man with a very tiny version of himself. But same issue with him with Black Panther. Very limited amount of accessories. And then I just have a bunch of my boxes to some of my figures up on the top there. And then I do have a cool Vegeta poster and a mini Walking Dead calendar. So that is my one shelf. Let's move on to one of my DTOF shelves. Alrighty, so the bottom shelf here for my first DTOF just has the empty boxes to my Star Wars figures that I have on display, because I don't like displaying figures on the bottom shelf of my DTOF, because I feel like you can't really see it and it's kind of pointless. So I start putting them on this shelf here. And these are some One Piece figures, and starting on the left, we have the Variable Action Heroes Dracul Mihawk, which is a cool figure. It's not one of the best in the line, but it's still a cool figure to have if you're a One Piece fan. And he is on like a custom rock diorama that my buddy made. But there's Dracul Mihawk, pretty cool figure. And then next to him, we have the Variable Action Heroes Trafalgar Law, which is also a very cool figure in the line. I just hope to make another one with him wearing something else. I'm not really a big fan of this character design of him. Like, the hat's cool, I don't mind the pants and stuff. It's just his coat and how it looks in figure form. I just feel like Mega House didn't really work in his coat, jacket, hoodie, or whatever it is that well. And now, another issue I have with it, I feel like his sword is way too long. It's not that long on the show. I know it is a big-ass sword, but they made it way too long, and the sheath is way too big also. So hopefully when they redo a Trafalgar Law, they fix that as well. But it is a cool figure to have if you're a One Piece fan. So that's the one shelf. Moving on to the middle one here. And we have 3 One Piece figures. Starting on the left, we have Big Boobs McGee, which is the Variable Action Heroes Boa Hancock. And they did a superb job with her boobs. I mean, they look incredible, just like how they do in the show. But she's probably the weakest chick in the line. I don't know, they kind of messed up a little bit with her lower half. But the upper half of the bow Hancock is great. And I did have her shoulder joint break on me. So now her left arm is stuck in that one pose. But it is a cool figure to have in your collection. And she has fell on me once. That's why I have a stand with her, so she doesn't fall again. So there is Boa Hancock. Now in the front here, we have definitely hands down one of the best figures in the line. And that is the Variable Action Heroes Portgas the Ace. They really killed it with this figure. You get some awesome accessories, great articulation, interchangeable faces, hands, and stuff. So such a cool figure. And you get a few flame effects. But I don't have any of the flame effects on him. All the flame effects you see, besides the one on his fingers, is from the Tamashii Nation's burning effects. And it's the red one, of course. And I think it works perfectly with Ace. So that's that. And then finally, we have the latest figure into the Mega House Variable Action Heroes line, and that is Rob Lucci. And this thing is a dope piece. They did a great job with it. And if you're a fan of the Sanji figure, you're definitely going to like the Lucci one. And you get a stupid little pigeon as well, and he sits right on his shoulder. It is magnetized, so he just sits there. But if you tip him over, he'll probably fall off. But it's cool. Even the pigeon has an interchangeable head without the hat and mask on, and then you get the one with the hat and mask on, so he could match Lucci there. But Lucci is a very cool figure and my favorite villain on the show, and he's slowly coming back into the show. So that is my middle shelf. Now moving on to the last shelf here, and we have the Straw Hats. Yeah, I'm missing Chopper, and I did sell my Chopper and Sebo because my Chopper did have two right legs, I believe, so I want to get a new one. And then Sebo, like, some of his joints just started getting really loose, and it was just getting ridiculous, so I ended up selling them. But starting in the front on the left here, we have the Variable Action Hero Sanji, which is one of my favorite in the line, and I feel like he is one of the best figures in the Variable Action Heroes line as well. I think they did an amazing job with him. You get so many awesome accessories, great articulation as well, just a lot of fun posing the figure around and taking pictures of him. So that's that. Then behind him, we have his enemy. Even though they're friends, but they're still enemies. We have the Variable Action Heroes Roanoa Zoro. And this is another one of my favorite characters and favorite figures in the line. And I think this is Mega House's one of their best figures, along with Ace and Sanji as well. I mean, they really did a great job with this Zoro. You get his three swords, the sheaths, interchangeable hands and faces, same with the bandana. You get an interchangeable bicep with the bandana off, and then one with the bandana wrapped around it. But very cool figure. You get some nice posing with him as well. And then next to him, in the middle, we have the Variable Action Heroes Nico Robin. And I think they did an awesome job with her. She's my favorite chick from the show. Not because she has really nice boobs, well, that's not the only reason, but because her personality cracks me the hell up on the show. She says like such violent things in such a in such a casual way. It just cracks me the hell up. She's such an awesome character. But a very cool figure. I do have her with a stand as well, because she fell on me a couple times because her toe joints are a little too loose, and then she ends up falling over. But they really did an awesome job with this Robin. I did have a break with her elbow. The joint, the peg on the elbow snapped off inside of the four hands that are arms that are connected together, so I did have to glue that back on. Good thing I have another one mint in box. And then in the front here, we have the leader of the Straw Hats, which is Straw Hat himself, and that is the Variable Action Heroes Monkey D. Luffy, and they did a great job with him. They are making a pre-time skip Luffy from the Marineford War arc, so we're going to be getting that one, and I feel like that one looks way better than this one. I mean, they did reuse pretty much the lower half. They switched up the upper part, like he doesn't have the sleeves, and he has the vest buttoned up. But he has, I think he's wearing red shorts, and then he has like a yellow vest on. But can't wait for that to release. I think that one's going to release either after Whitebeard or Shanks. And then finally, we have their Navigator, the Variable Action Heroes Nami. And they did a great job with this figure. As you can see, she doesn't have a stand, because she does stand very well on her own. And they did a great job with her. I really don't have any issues with this Nami figure. Such a great piece. This line, I feel like it's getting better and better with each release. But that's my one D-top shelf. Let's move on to some shelves I have on the wall. And real quickly, if you wanted to see my Blu-ray and DVD collection, right here on the top shelf we have some anime, and on the left we have One Piece collection 1 through 14, and then I have 17. I'm still missing 15, 16, and then we're going to be getting 18 next month, so can't wait for that one. I do have an OVA Dragon Ball movie, and it's episode of Bardock. I really love that episode there. We do have Dragon Ball Season 1, 2, 3, 4. I still need 5. Then we have Dragon Ball Z Complete Series Season 1 through 9. I have the Dragon Ball Z movies. My favorite is BoJack Unbound. And then I do have the One Piece movies right here. I just saw Film Gold, and I gotta say, it was a good movie, but I like Film Z the most so far. I really loved that movie. That was a badass One Piece movie. Then down here we have some Naruto Shippuden. I do have the Boruto movie because that movie was so awesome. I do have some of the Naruto Shippuden sets, as you can see right there, one of the movies. I did like this movie, Naruto the Last. It was about time he realized Hinata was in love with him and that he was actually in love with her too. And then we do have just some of my random movies on Blu-ray. As you can see right there, there's my DC stuff, and then some of my Marvel stuff. And then we have Star Wars, of course. And then on the bottom we just have a bunch of random stuff, some of the Hobbit movies, some other stuff here, The Revenant, True Grit. And then we do have Ninja Turtles, and I do have pretty much all the Nickelodeon TMNT DVDs. I'm just missing the latest one that just released. So that is my DVDs and Blu-rays real quickly. Let's keep moving on. And right here I have another bookshelf. I just have my empty boxes of my figures, mostly my DBZ and then my One Piece stuff. And I don't know where to put Stone Cold yet, but I'm definitely going to collect the SH Figuarts WWE figures because I really like this figure a lot more than I thought I would. Definitely going to have to get The Rock, and I just pre-ordered Triple H. And once Undertaker goes up for pre-order, I will get him as well. So can't wait to see more figures from the SH Figuarts WWE line. So there's more One Piece boxes, and then moving on to one of the shelves on the wall, and I have some of my DBZ figures here. I did have them on the bottom shelf, but like I said before, I don't like keeping figures on the bottom shelf of my D-tops, so I threw them up here. And then over here we have the premium color Super Saiyan Vegeta body with the Super Saiyan blue head, and then over here we have the Super Saiyan blue body with the premium color Super Saiyan Vegeta head, and you could switch them and they go along perfectly, skin tone and everything. So pretty cool figures right here. And then next we have the SH Figuarts San Diego Comic-Con 2015 Frieza Saga Goku, which is one of my favorite Goku figures. Great piece right there. And then next to him we have the SH Figuarts Vegito. And he's actually one of my least favorites in the DBZ line. I mean, the figure is cool, but I don't know, there's just something about the figure I don't really care too much for. I mean, it's a great figure, don't get me wrong, but he's not one of my favorites in the line. Still a cool figure, though. So that's one of my wall shelves, and then above that one, we have my Revoltech Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So we have Donnie right there, and we have the leader, Leonardo, and then we have the goofy Michelangelo, and then the always pissed off Raphael. And these are still my favorite Ninja Turtle figures. Even though the SH Figuarts ones are amazing, I'm waiting till they make the original movie Ninja Turtles in the SH Figuarts line, or when they release Shredder. So that's two of my shelves there. Moving on to the last shelves on the wall here. And then starting off with the first one. And these are all my Naruto Figuarts. So we have Itachi right there with the Akatsuki robe. Such a great figure. If you don't have him, you need to get him. Awesome figure to have if you're a Naruto fan. Then next to him we have his brother, the battle version Sasuke. Which is a pretty cool figure, does have issues though. And then next to him we have his brother again. And this is Itachi without the Akatsuki robe. I had to get two of them. One to display without the robe, and then one with the robe. Then above this shelf we have some more Naruto figures, and then right there we have the SH Figuarts Minato, which is probably my least favorite in the line. It's a great figure, but I'd rather them make Minato without the Hokage coat, because I feel like it hinders articulation. The arm articulation isn't the greatest, so I hope in the future they do make another Minato without the Hokage coat there. Then next to him we have his son, the Sage Mode Naruto, and they did such a great job with this update on Naruto there. And then finally we have Kakashi, which is my favorite in the line, and I feel like it's the best in the line so far. and it's such an awesome figure. Love that Kakashi figure, and I'm extremely excited for Rock Lee. I think he's going to be either better or just as good as Kakashi and Itachi. I think Itachi's the second best in the line. So that's all these shelves that I have on my wall. Let's move on to my last DTOF. Alright, so starting on the bottom shelf, I don't have anything there because, like I said before, I feel like it's a waste putting them on the bottom shelf on your DTOF because you don't really see them, you know. But moving on to the first shelf here that has figures on it. This is my Dragon Ball Super shelf. Oh yeah, and the lights here, I did install these. They're LED strip lights, and they look amazing once you have them set up on your display. I want to do it with my other one, but I don't have enough outlets in my room. But starting on the left here, we have the Ultimate Gohan, which is a cool figure. He is one of my least favorites in the line, just like Vegito. But even that, he's still an awesome figure. Even though he's one of my least favorites, they really did an awesome job with the face sculpt and the hair and everything. Because he's just a reuse of Goku, and I do have the Perfect Cell Kamehameha energy effect with Gohan there. Then next to Gohan, we have the Golden Frieza, which I feel like is a very underrated figure. I mean, they did a great job with this Frieza. The paint looks incredible on it. The metallic golds and the metallic purple and stuff. Just a very well executed figure, especially for being a tinier one too. And then next to him we have Lord Beerus and Whis, and these two just look great on display together. Two awesome figures to have in your collection if you're a DBZ fan. And then in the front here we have the Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta and the Super Saiyan Blue Goku, and these two are some of my favorites in the DBZ line. And I really love that Super Saiyan Blue form, because I guess because blue is my favorite color and I feel like it looks awesome with their hair blue. But two great figures right there. And all those rocks that you see, my buddy made those for one of my dioramas. I decided to throw them on one of the shelves to give it a little bit of a better look. So that is my Dragon Ball Super shelf. Moving on to the middle one here. And this one is my Cell Saga shelf. Now before you ask where's Gohan, I'm waiting for the Battle Damage Gohan to release later this month. He will go right in front of his father there. And the diorama here was made by my buddy from Lawless Studios. If you would like to get one, I will put his contact information in the description below, because he makes great dials. This is my favorite one that he's made for me so far, and I actually need to hit him up for a new one very, very soon. So starting on the left, we have all three androids. We have Android 17, Android 18, and then my personal favorite out of all of them, Android 16. I think they did a fantastic job with that one, and it's such an underrated figure. The only issue is he doesn't come with a ton of accessories. But these two, they come with a shitload of accessories. And if you don't have them, and if you see them for like around $100, I would say pick them up, because I don't know if we're going to get premium color editions of them. I mean, we could though, it's a possibility. Next to them, we have the manga version Super Saiyan Goku. And that figure right there, this is the one figure I've owned the longest in my collection. I remember when I was going through hard times, I had to sell my entire Dragon Ball Z collection, all my other figures. This was the one figure that I kept in my collection. And it's just, I don't know, it's just, I'll probably never sell him. His joints are getting all loose, and I could tell he's becoming an older figure. But I'll just never sell him, just because of that reason. It makes me remember when I was going through hard times, and this was the one figure that I kept in my collection. And he does have the Kamehameha effect from the Frieza Saga Goku figure, the San Diego Comic-Con one. So next to Goku, we have the Perfect Cell, the original of course. And I know a lot of people are very excited for the premium color edition. I am as well. I just love the vibrant colors on the new Cell. That thing looks awesome. This one's incredible. They did a great job with the Cell figure. And then in the back we have the Saiyan Armor Trunks, which is another great figure with the Super Saiyan head there. And then next to him we have his father, the Super Saiyan Vegeta, the new updated one. And this is probably my favorite in the DBZ line. I think he is. My top favorites is him, Android 16, Broly, and the Awakened Warrior Super Saiyan Goku. Those are my top favorites. And the San Diego Comic-Con Piccolo. Those are my top 5 favorites probably in the DBZ line. They're not the best. I'm not saying they're the best. They're just my personal favorites. I just love the update they did with this Vegeta. The hair looks great, the faces, the new body mold's great, so they did a very nice job with that Vegeta. So that is my Cell Saga shelf here. Now moving on to the top last shelf, and this is my Legendary Super Saiyan Broly movie shelf. So we will start in the back here, and this diorama, once again, was made by my buddy from Lawless Studios. If you're interested in getting one, like I said before, I will put his contact information in the description below. So starting in the back here, we have the 2013, I believe, San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Piccolo. And like I just said, this is one of my favorites in the line, but we desperately need an updated Piccolo in the DBZ line. Desperately. I think he was the first or second figure that they ever released when they first started making these DBZ figures. Either him or the Super Saiyan Goku was. But they were the first two that they released, so Piccolo is in dire need of an updated figure. But I still love this figure, one of my favorites so far in the line. And then in front of him we have his trainee, which is the Cell Saga Gohan. Very happy that we are getting an updated version of him. Even though it's a battle damage version, we still needed one because that was the third figure they ever released in the DBZ line, so he really needed an updated figure. But this one right here is awesome. They did a great job with it. Just that one issue of his waist joint is loose, and his elbows, the joint pops off all the time when you articulate it, and it's so frustrating. So hopefully they fix that with the new Gohan. Then next to him in the front, we have his father, the Awakened Warrior Super Saiyan Goku, which is one of my favorites in the line, as I just said before. They did a great job with this figure. Maybe a little too heavy with the orange paint shading, but other than that, they did a fantastic job with it. And all the way in the back here, we have the Future Trunks, the premium color edition, of course. Another great figure. I know it's a lot of people's personal favorite in the line. And then in front of him, we have his father, another Super Saiyan Vegeta, the newer one. Love that figure. That's why I have two of them. So we got him. Then in the front here, we have Krillin, which is also a great figure. They did an incredible job with Krillin. And I heard he might be getting a premium color edition release, but I'm not sure. If I find out more information about it, I will definitely let you know in an upcoming figure news video. And then finally in the back here, we have the 2016 San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Broly. And out of the two Broly figures, the premium color one is definitely my favorite, which is this one right here. Because this is more accurate. This version, the color is more accurate to the Legendary Super Saiyan Broly, the first movie, and then the regular release Broly is accurate to the Second Coming, second Broly movie. But such a great figure. They really killed it with that Broly, and hopefully we get the regular version of Broly where he's like Goku size, but he has like the teal color hair. So hopefully we get that Broly eventually in the line. But anyway, that is my action figure collection update video of what I have on display. Hope you enjoyed it. If you would like to support the channel, don't forget to subscribe and click on that bell icon. And if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, just give it a thumbs up anyway, because action figures are awesome. But thanks for watching. I will see you later.